The Denver Nuggets had the easiest path to the finals. They only played play-in teams. Denver Nuggets had a historic NBA run, and Nikola Jokic cemented his legacy. Those are the two answers you're going to get depending on who you ask about this past NBA championship. Me personally, I think that the term play-in team to define the Lakers and the Heat is a little bit misconceiving. Yeah, the Heat were a playing team, but by all accounts, they were looking like a finals bound team, especially in that series against the Celtics. And the Lakers, after the trade deadline, completely turned their season around. I think they had the best record or the second to best record in the NBA after the trade deadline. So these were really good teams that Denver beat. The Lakers beat the reigning champions and the Warriors in just 6 games. And then the Denver ended up sweeping the Lakers and then going on to beat the Miami Heat in 5 games. And those are all really exciting and great series. I know there were a lot of complaints about the finals. Even I made a video like, oh, this wasn't the most entertaining finals, but we saw something that we haven't seen in a very long time. And that's a center being the best player in basketball. Denver Nuggets haven't really done a lot this offseason. Not really any moves, to be honest. Their coach said that they wanted to run it back with everybody, and obviously that didn't happen. They ended up losing their most important and most impactful player in Thomas Bryant. Nah, but I was just playing. So they lost Bruce Brown, and he was coming off the bench and giving you guys good minutes, real productive minutes, good defense, great scoring off the bench. And it looked like a lot of teams just really didn't have an answer for him. A lot of the defensive game plan went to planning around, of course, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and maybe Michael Porter Jr. Those are guys that they're expected to have a big impact on the game, and a lot of teams are game planning against. But Bruce Brown's coming off the bench and giving you good ball. No team could stop him. You can see in that Lakers series, LeBron looks very confused. Like, why is this guy getting all these buckets and why can no one constrain him? He was giving you 12 points a game in only 26 minutes, and he was shooting 50% from the field and 85% from the free throw line. And one game earlier against the Suns, I think he had 25 or 26 points in a game. So I think that's going to be a big loss because who's going to step in for Bruce Brown? Is it going to be Christian Brown? It has to be, right? I like the minutes I saw from Christian. He looks like he's going to be a very good 3-and-D player. He can put the ball on the ground too, and he has a good IQ. He doesn't do too much and he fills his role. Overall, the Nuggets should have never let Bruce Brown go. You should have just signed him to the mid-level exception and promised him a bigger bag in the future because obviously he wanted more money. That's the only reason you would leave a championship team where you just run and have a good chance of repeating. So that was definitely a mistake by letting him go like that. And then also not picking up anybody to fill in his role. But I think the number one thing they did, the biggest mistake, was of course re-signing Reggie Jackson. That money that you re-signed Reggie Jackson could have went to someone else who could actually help your team, or giving to help Bruce Brown accomplish what you need to accomplish to get him to stay. Reggie Jackson didn't see a lick of any minutes on the court during the playoffs. So why are you giving him $10 million? What is he going to do for $10 million? Ride the bench? I really don't understand that decision by the front office. I really hope them winning this ring does make them think like, oh, as long as we bring everybody back that we can, a great chance of repeating, because it doesn't work like that. The second ring is always harder. That's what every championship team says. But you did bring back everybody you needed to. Of course, Jamal Murray's still there under contract. Of course, Jokic's still there under contract. Michael Porter Jr. is still there. Aaron Gordon, KCP. These are all guys who are really going to have the brunt of the minutes once the postseason comes. And they're the guys that are going to be the main contributors. So, in essence, it's the same team. So, why would they not be able to repeat? And I think the answer to that is just look around the NBA. The Denver Nuggets have not gotten any better. But you know who has gotten a lot better? The Celtics, the Lakers, the Suns. All these teams are retooling. All these teams are trying to add pieces that are going to help them win. Even the Grizzlies, the Grizzlies are a little bit further away than everybody else, but they're still adding pieces here and there and trying to get them into contention. I just don't believe you can run it back without making any changes to the roster at all. Even look at Golden State. All those times they were winning championships, there was constant turnover in the roster. We saw a lot of new faces in the supporting cast. They kept the main guys the same, KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond. But there were a lot of guys who came through, helped the team, who left, and they retooled in the offseason all the time. We watched it for 3, 4, 5 years. Every other team is racing and trying to get better than you so they can beat you when they can match you in the postseason. And you're not doing anything to get better and improve this roster. Do we really think that Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic can make another leap? Probably not. This is probably the best they're going to be, and they're excellent. They're great players. I think Jamal Murray is the best number 2 in basketball right now. And of course, Nikola Jokic is the top 1 or maybe top 2, depending on who you ask, player in the world currently. So that fact is what makes it so important for them to add pieces to their roster to help them contend. Because those guys can't do everything and they will have to sit on the bench eventually. Or, God forbid, there will be injuries and someone will need to fill in. Because what are you going to do if KCP goes down? What are you going to do if Aaron Gordon goes down? We just don't have enough depth. And we're talking about the Lakers and Phoenix. That's just the West. That's not even considering the East. The Celtics have Kristaps now. You know, some people are low on Kristaps. Some people are high on him. But me personally, I think he's a tremendous player and he's going to make a big impact. That's a big rim protector, someone who can spread the floor. And I just don't know what they're going to do about 3 elite scorers on that team. Who's going to guard them? And then also, you guys have seen the rumors. Dame is most likely going to Miami. And if Dame is on Miami, that is going to be the clear-cut favorites to win a championship. Could Denver beat a Miami team with Dame and Jimmy Butler, and Bam? I don't know. I really just don't think so. I don't like the complacency that I've seen over the offseason. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys can let me know how good you think this team still is. Of course, I still think they're great because the overall roster is the same. But I think losing Bruce Brown and bringing back absolutely nothing is not a good sign. Well, you didn't bring back nothing. You signed Reggie Jackson to sit on a bench and average 5 claps a game for $10 million. So, I mean, you guys let me know what you think. Do you think it was a good move? Do you like what they've done? Do you think they can repeat again? Do you think they can still win if Dame goes to Miami? Or do you think they look better than my Lakers? Let me know in the comments. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I reply to everybody. And let's talk hoops.